So basically on that, when this is focused between the do the right thing, cooperate with others, you're doing it like, you're doing like this. You're doing it half and half. You're doing it on the left side, you're doing it on the right side, you're evening it out. And that's what it seems to be. So let's start off with the middle, shall we? You have the Knight of Air is intelligence, decisive, idealistic, tireless. Events that occur with great speed take time to carefully review your options, creative solutions. All right, so we got that card. That's very interesting, right? Now on the middle card over here, it says the Two of Fires. You're coming into your own new partnerships or contracts. Continue to move forward. That's what it seems to be. That's what it kind of is, right? This is very, enticing about how it seems to be. Um, it's very indulging of how that is, right? It's that interesting of how it seems to be, right? And that's what that is. So you have the air signs and you have fire signs right now. On the left side you have the Ace of Fires and an exciting new opportunity, career advancement. Change your life now. That's very interesting, you know. So it still represents the fire signs. On the right side it says the Ten of Air. The end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change. Expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. Exactly. That's what it seems to be, right? You're recovering from addiction. It could be, I'm not going to say this out loud, but it could be that you could be having addiction about doing drugs or doing alcohol or um, doing gambling or all those things that involves addiction. Now, overall, I'm not going to be all having a decision that is very very intrusive, but you have to understand what's going on here. You have to picture it and believe what's going on. You know, that's what it seems to be. It's kind of like try to see something in the dark, but you need light on. So, I'm going to do something for a second. Anyway, back to what I'm saying here. You have to embrace the opportunity that you can do this. It's that kind of way of how everything seems to be. It's that how it's like my shirt saying dream big. You know, you have to dream that you're going to be big, right? Or you could dream that you're doing something that's going to be big, that big, like something that's going to be huge, you know. So it's like when everything seems to be all good and everything is all dandy, it's very, very interesting on how that is. Um, and that's what it seems to be. So nonetheless, that when this is very significant and very good and very satisfactory, and I'm happy that it seems to be good, you have to embrace that you can do this. Now, I'm not saying that this is not going to be, you know, on video, but if in the meanwhile, it's going to be that because I have lots more to say. So when you do the right thing, and if you cooperate with others and if you work together, you're going to work as a team. There's no I in team. There's no. But if you have a team and you're being a team and you work together and you do the right thing, and if you in a difficult situation, or you expect things to get better now, or you're recovering from an addiction, there's there's always these ways of how you're going to do that. It's that way of how that is. It's that way of how everything seems to be that. And that's what it is. That's what it kind of is. It's that uh, ability of how that involves of that. Because that's what it seems to be. That's all I'm going to say. It's that way of how it seems to be. So this is not going. This is the video is not going to end right now, but it will keep going, and because I have more to say. So anyway, while you're looking at this, there is something that I'm going to impose. Okay. Now, what I'm saying is that I'm going to clarify of. So tell me something. What's the opposite of Ace of Fire from the Cooperate with Others? And then let's see. What's the opposite of the Two of Fire with the Knight of Air? Opposite of that. And what's the Do the Right Thing and the Ten of Air? What's the opposite of that? So let's see what's these three cards. So we have the Strength card is Rebirth, followed by the Page of Swords is reversed. Oh wow. Okay. Followed by the Three of Swords upright. Now, that means it still represents the air signs, right? Because I did say something about the air signs. Now, it means that, you don't have any strength left right now. You're not going to have any strength. But in a way, that when you look at the Three of Swords, it's impossible to make it possible. Now, which means that you're having heartbreak right now. Now, let's say for example, I don't know. Let's say for example you went to a casino thing, and let's say you had lots of odds about winning over, let's say a thousand of your money. Okay, sure. You're trying to get to over that 2,000 mark of the money. But the point being is that when you lose, it's not all about the game. It's about winning your odds. And if you lose, point being is that who's making money? It's the casino, right? Because you're losing. You're losing that amount of money. Okay? Now, that's why the Three of Swords represents heartbreak, which means you're feeling sad, you don't know what to do, and blah blah blah, right? And that's what it seems to be. But when you have all this detailed stuff and what's going on, and this is not all about you, it means that there's something going on in this picture. It's that kind of momentum that you have ability that you can do this. That's why you have to dream big, right? That's what you have to impose about that situation. And that's what it seems to be. Nonetheless, that you can do this, and you can do like, okay, everything's fine, I can do whatever I want. Yeah. But what's the issue, right? So it's like if you do the right thing, you can do that. right? That's what it seems to be. So when you think about this, this is what is going on right now. So you have two reverse cards and one upright. Okay. Now let's see what's going on. So what's the opposite of the Strength card reversed? What's the opposite of the Page of Swords reversed? And what's the opposite of the Three of Swords upright? So let's see. Basically, the world of Archangel Michael, it says, a job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude, the path toward enlightenment, right? So that's what it seems to be for that one. Let's see what's going on here. The Nine of Earth is enjoying life's little luxury, spending quiet time alone, successful self-employment, right? Then over here, the Ten of Earth is a very happy life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life, right? So now you have the World card that represents, completion. Then you have the Nine of Earth that still represents the Earth signs. So this is back and forth. So you have air signs, you have fire signs, you have, you know, air signs. We're going back and forth with the fire signs as well. Now, this is imposed that this is not the water signs yet, but if they are, then you will see how this is going to go. So tell me what's the opposite of the World card. What's the opposite of the Earth card, the Nine of Earth? And what's the opposite of, oh, what's the opposite of the Ten of Earth? So let's see. So this one is the Ace of Swords, still represents the the air signs. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This represents the King of Cups. Now, did I just say about the water signs earlier? Water signs, yeah. So now you have Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. And then what's the opposite of the Ten of Earth is the Queen of Cups. Is that right? So do you see the combination of this? Yeah. So basically, it kind of remains that you can do this, right? You have to impose that you can do this. It's like a new beginning cycle where everything kind of is going that interesting way, right? Now, tell you the truth that this is like a back and forth situation, right? I'm giving you what the cards are saying from from the cards that you've seen earlier. Now everything is piling up, right? It seems to be that you're having more as having less. You see that? Yeah. Which means that when everything is all collided together, then it's like, okay, well, we're getting into this story now, right? It's like almost like that movie called Never Ending Story. You ever watch that? Okay. Watch the ending of it. Watch how everything kind of collides from the start to the middle of the end, right? It's that situation. It's that how that imposed because you're trying to have a new beginning. You're trying to work your way from where you have recovering from an addiction or you're having new relationships or contracts or continuing to move forward, right? And then you have to change your life now. Like you're changing everything else. And that's what imposing that situation. That's I'm helping you what's going on. It's like a back and forth, right? So let's continue, shall we? So this is how it is. You're going from back and forth, right? So we have the earth signs, we have the fire signs, we have water signs. So now it's going back and forth like this. So let's see what's the opposite of the Ace of Swords. What's the opposite of the King of Cups? What's the opposite of the Queen of Cups? And then we're going to do the angel cards and then who's following you with my playing cards. So let's see. We have Ace of Earth is inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. Didn't I say that earlier? Yeah. What's the opposite of that is the dreamer, Archangel Metron. A leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities, right? And then what's the opposite of that is justice, Archangel Regular is fair and and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs, right? So basically now you have that. So now it still represents the earth signs because that's what represents the ace of earth, right? So basically you're having this back and forth situation, right? It's like you're having that interesting way of how that is, right? You're kind of like going from one end to another end, right? It's like a continuing cycle. It keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going, right? And that's what it seems to be. So it's like if you just transfer from one energy to another energy, that's what it seems to be. I'm helping you with all of this, what the cards are saying, but I'm just saying what's going on here because it's going back and forth from the Knight of Air to the Ace of Earth to the water signs to, you know, to the fire signs. It's going back and forth, right? It's like passing a ball around to the next person. You ever seen that where you have a basketball and then people are passing the ball from one end to another end to another person to another person? It's like echoing, right? You're echoing from one person to another person, right? That's what it seems to be because you're trying to do what you know is right. And that's what it seems to be. It's that very way of how that is. Nonetheless, that this is very way of how it is, right? And this is what it seems to be. So we're almost done here, but so this is kind of like what it seems to be, uh, because you have to know what's going on, and that's what it is. And I understand for feeling about how kind of how everything seems to be, right? It's that motivation that you can do this. And you can do this, right? But let's not stop there. Let's keep going. So we have the angel cards. We're going to see what's going on with those. And then we're going to see what the universe is going to say between this because I have room here and room here, the spaces. So let's see what's going on. So we have this card that keeps coming up, yes, as an angel card. And then we have this card, the angel card that says let go. Now, yes and let go are different cards, right? I'm saying yes, and I'm saying let go. You know, you're letting go of the situation, but you're saying yes at the same time. Now, it could mean that you can understand about how that is. Now let's see what's going on for this one too. Let's see. You have this angel card that represents perfect timing. You know, that's what I have here too, because when you have the perfect timing, and then you have the yes card, and you have the let go card, it kind of is giving me a very like aha moment. Now, do you ever get the feeling when you have the aha moment? Yeah, I have, because now the energies are switching in. How? Because everything seems to be like an upright card. But there are two that are reverse cards, and you've seen them earlier, right? Now we have to figure out what's going on. So it's like if there's something that's going back and forth from that, I don't know if it's a word called medication. I have no idea. But the negotiation part, you have to remember how that is, right? It seems to be how that kind of is that way, right? Now, this is what I'm going to say because okay, so we have the Ace of Swords is up. Okay, so we got that card. But do we have, so the King comes to spin, okay. Okay. So we have the Page of Swords is reversed. So we have that card. Okay. So remember about that, Page of Swords. And I'll see what's going on from, okay. Okay, so we have the Strength card that's reversed, followed by the Page of Swords reversed. Now, those two cards are very different, right? It's that interesting of how it is, right? It's not like self-centered. It's not somebody that's going to be at the center of attention saying, I want this, I want that, you know, because it's that way of how enticing that is. You have to believe that you can do this as long as you can need to, right? It's that momentum of how that seems to be, because it's very interesting of how it is. And when you get the chance to, you're doing as long as you can, because that's what the cards are saying to me. And yes and no, kind of where yes, you're having a perfect timing, but not right now means no that you're not having a perfect timing, right? You have to impose that you can do this with, you can have recovering from an addiction that you had maybe, let's say it was, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago or a month or anything like that. And when you keep honoring that spectrum of how it seems to be, you have to let that go. Like you have to let go this situation that you had before. And if you get out that gambling or that alcohol or drugs or something that's very can't do this anymore. You know, you have to get that from that perspective. Like you can leave that negative stuff alone. And if you keep doing it, it will become addicting. And you keep going and you keep going and keep going. And it won't stop. But that's what it seems to be. It's way of how that is. And that's what it kind of is. So when you think about that, you have to dream big to understand. You have to keep going and you have to keep plugging along and you have to keep going as long as you need to. And that's what it seems to be. So, this is what's going on right now. So before I let you all go, we're going to see what the universe is going to say about these cards here, because I want to know, and I want to know who's following you with the playing card situation. So we're going to do that as well. And this is what it seems to be. So this is what's going on. But you have to act like someone's telling you what to do, and you have to act on that. That's what it seems to be. Okay? So let's see what's the universe is saying for this side, and then we're going to see what's going on for the opposite of these cards from this, and then we're going to do that. So what's the universe is saying? The King of Water is trustworthy, compassionate, respect, cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice. Clarity work. See, now back to the water signs from Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. That's what the universe is saying. And what's the opposite of that? The Six of Earth. Give some money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, receiving a loan, or paying off debts. Exactly, right? Now it goes back to the Earth signs. So do you see how this is imposing? This is how it kind of is at the moment, right? So now you're getting this as enlarged of this whole entire reading. I never did this long reading before, but I'm doing this because I want to see if all of you are going to have an interaction about this way, and uh, and commented this if this is very interesting to you. But this is what's going on right now, because now it's the water signs and the earth signs are going back and forth with each other. Because it was all started from the air signs and work its way around. So now we have all this. Now we have to continue what's going on, what's behind the perfect timing, the yes card, and let go. So I'm going to say, what's the opposite of the perfect timing? What's the opposite of the yes card? What's the opposite of let go? So we're going to see that. So we have the Knight of Cups is reversed. Okay. We have the Seven of Cups reversed. And we have the Five of Cups. Is that right? Yeah. See, didn't I say something about the water signs? So basically in that note, you have to remember that this is like a back and forth situation, right? You have the water signs are over here from over here this direction. Then you have the earth sign over here from the Six of Earth to the Five of Cups. Like, when I'm trying to say this is how it seems to be. This is a way perfectly example of how, like, oh my lord, I haven't did this, or wow, this is a perfect reading. I should keep doing this. It's like, yeah, it's that way, but if you get yourself together and you know exactly what you're going to do, if you're receiving a loan or you're paying off debts or something like that, you have to embrace that you can do that. Receiving a loan is okay, fine, but when you're paying off debts, you're using that loan to pay off the debts. It could be, it's like going back into that gambling situation or from the drugs or alcohol or whatever. You cannot stop. You cannot stop and let go. You have to remember that you can focus on what you're doing. Focus about what's going on, right? Because this keeps getting better and better and better. That's what the cards are saying. Because it's going into from a small reading into a big, large reading. And this is very enlarged if you look at it. Right? It's like you're looking at this like, oh my lord, this is what's going on. It's like that's what it seems to be. Right? This is what I'm trying to say here. You have to do the right thing. And you have to understand about having what's going on, right? That's just what it seems to be. And when you do that, it's like everything can be all great or not so great. Everything could be smile on your face or frown like that. That's what it seems to be. And that's what I'm trying to say is that if you keep doing this and doing this and doing this and doing this, it's like back and forth, you know. I'm giving you the information, you pay attention to it. You're listening to what I'm saying. Right? You have to focus on that. You know, that's what it seems to be. You have to understand about what's going on here. And that's what I'm trying to say. So think about this. And I'll see who's following you. Who's following you? Tell me something what's going on. More? Alright, let's see. Let's see what's going on here. The Seven of Hearts. That represents Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. So basically, that's what it means for that. That's what it seems to be because now it's going back into that situation where the water signs are going back and forth between the earth signs, the fire signs, the air signs. It's going back. And this is like a 12 zodiac sign reading again. So, this is what it seems to be. I hope that everything will be okay. Thank you very much. Have a good day to all, and I'll see you next time. So thank you. Have a nice day, and have a good day to you all. So thank you very much. Bye for now.